Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Good boy. Say, uh-oh. Good boy. Good boy. Uh-oh. Good boy. Uh-oh. That's a smart boy. That's a smart boy. I'm headed home from Soul Cycle and just taught a class. It was amazing. And I was just reminded that, you know, every once in a while I'll have a class that maybe doesn't sell out or not as many people come as I'm used to. And I feel like even though I know like the right people are there and that I'm supposed to be there, sometimes, you know, it's just hard for your ego a little bit, I think, to have, you know, a class that is, like I said, that is full or whatever. And I just had to remind myself today that the important thing is that I show up, and the important thing is that when I show up, I give my all because I'm supposed to be there. And just to remember that my promotion doesn't come from earthly successes and numbers or dollars, and my promotion comes from the Lord, and that I really believe that. And sometimes you forget that, you know what I mean? You get so caught up in the hustle and the grind of life and of what people say is successful. And I just want to like encourage everybody and just remind you that your promotion doesn't just come from earthly things, that your promotion comes from God. If you're feeling frustrated or that maybe, you know, things aren't happening fast enough or you feel a little stuck, but just remember that, you know, God has a plan for you. He has a plan for me. And I'm just trying to really focus on that lately, that to remember that God's in control. He has a plan. And I just have to continue to be faithful and do the things that I love and the things that I know He has for me. So I hope you can hear some of that. New York City.
Harper, who's this? Harper. Harper's been hanging out with Kate today. This is baby Kate. Hi, Kate. Hello. Can I get a point? Oh, Harper gets it. Oh, they've been hanging out together. This is Kate's mom, Leslie. Hi, Leslie.
Hi.
Leslie works with the children's ministry at our church.
I do.
Well, not works with, is the children's pastor, ministry pastor. Let's go all the way.
That's right.
Wow. And this is Miss Sarah. Hello. Hi, Sarah. Sarah kept Harper and Kate and is going to be keeping them on a little bit more regular basis, which we're
if everyone behaves.
If everyone behaves. So how old is Kate?
7 months.
7 months. Harper's almost 13 months. So
she's in 12-month clothing though.
She's in 12 months clothing. He's in 2-year clothing. So you're fine. We totally get it.
There we go. Oh, almost got the point.
Oh. So they're going to be best friends. There's no doubt about it. Say bye-bye.
Harper will thank her in the long run. When
he will thank her. He's going to learn to be gentle. He's going to learn how to treat girls well, right? I always want a report from Kate that says, Harper treated me good. Well, whatever the best word is.
Well.
Who knows? Harper Ellis, who you talking to? You talking to your mama?
Harper, tell Mommy something. I want to hear your sweet little voice. Tell me something. Tell me.
He's so...
Get that stuff out of your mouth.
He's
Tell Mama something.
so sleepy.
Are you so sleepy? Oh, is that...
So we're headed home because I had an eye appointment today again. So our friends watched Sarah. You met Sarah, and Stephanie, who you met last time. And so on the way home, I had to call Mom, FaceTime. So while I'm packing the stroller up, Mom gets to talk to Harper. Fun, right? Hi guys, we have a special guest for the Q&A Friday segment here.
Someone's having an issue this evening.
Yeah, someone is like, I
No.
want to be a part of the Q&A.
Not wanting to go to bed in his crib. So
Yeah, so
it's been a long day, but
it has been a long day.
He's
yeah.
been shuffled all around everywhere, so
Yeah.
we're gonna let him. He'll probably fall asleep in the next 5 minutes, and we'll put him in his crib. So, yep. See, almost asleep.
There he goes.
Almost. See, I told you. 2 minutes. He's out. So the next question is from Monique. Hi, Monique. Thank you, first of all, for leaving
How many?
lots of comments. We love that. She was asking what Boo Eats mean, or how did we come about with that. And so Boo Eats is kind of the name that my mom has taken on as like her grandma name. My mother's name is Betsy, and I always grew up with grandparents with really interesting names. Like my mom's parents were Lala and Bonpa, and then my dad's parents were Mimi and Papa, which isn't super unique anymore these days. But so we always wanted my parents, to have a really interesting grandparents' name. So my dad is called G-Paw, and my mom's name is Boo Eats. And we have always in my family made up crazy nicknames for each other. Like my nickname is Obird, O-B-I-R-D.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah,
for that.
Ben, or like, I mean, people, they've called me Ollie over the years, or just O, or whatever. So I've always had like a nickname, but Obird has kind of been my nickname for a long time now, thanks to Ben. But anyways, my mom's name is Betsy, and then it morphed into something else. I don't even know what first, Betsos, and then Bucky at one point. Like it just like morphed into like a million things, and then somehow it morphed into Boo Eats, and we just all started calling her Boo Eats. And at first she like hated it. She was like, guys, she was like, don't call me this, is so, I hate that. And then it became like this really term of endearment. And so when we could not think of what my mom wanted to be called, and so finally I was like, why don't you just be Boo Eats? Because that's what we call you anyways. And like half the time I don't even call her mom, I call her Boo Eats anyways. So Harper is going to know his grandma as Boo Eats. And then of course my dad's name is G-Paw, which I think is so awesome because his dad is my papa. And so he's the grandpa, but we're going to call him G-Paw. So that's where Boo Eats came from. I hope that answers your question.
The next question is from Sloan. She actually lives in Astoria, Queens here, where we live, and they have an 11-month-old, which is very close to Harper's age, which is kind of cool, right? Who knew? We didn't even know each other.
It just shows how YouTube is, just life in general is so much smaller than we think it is, I think. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So she has a question about, like, what fun things do we do in the city? So this also would apply to you if you ever came and visited, which I know a lot of you do. And kind of are there getaways that we like to do and that sort of thing, and then also with us, how we hang out together, just even separate from Harper. We're a little bit different in that regard because we're together all the time. We don't have 9-to-5 jobs, so she's probably trying to get rid of me more than
whatever. Not even at all.
Now I will say it was great, our anniversary trip to New Orleans. That was really fun. We like to take trips and things like that, or go to a really nice dinner. I will say that's always, since we've been married, our very first anniversary, we went to Le Cirque. You remember that?
In New York.
In New York. That was where we came. Who knew we were going to live here?
When it used to be in the New York Palace Hotel.
In the New York Palace Hotel. So we came for our first anniversary from Boston, and we stayed in the New York Palace Hotel, and ate at Le Cirque 2000 at the time, because it was, 99?
Yeah.
We're old.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we really love to do is try restaurants, and what we'll do ever since we lost weight especially is kind of take note of restaurants we hear about, so that when we have an occasion like that, we can go to those restaurants.
And also I think if you don't want to spend the money on some big fancy dinner, because let's be honest, going out to dinner in New York is expensive. I also think going to a fun brunch place in a different neighborhood than where you live in.
Yeah.
And this is specifically for Sloan because she lives here in New York. So there's so many amazing brunch places in Astoria, but I think it's so much fun just to hop on the subway, have somebody watch Harper, to hop on the subway and to go have brunch on like the Lower East Side or in Soho or some, even Tribeca, you know, Bubby's comes to mind, the Butcher's Daughter in the Lower East Side, Delicatessen in Soho. Like, there's so many places you can go. And it feels kind of like an escape because it's not your normal stomping ground.
That's the great thing about New York is it is like a different little city in every neighborhood. And I think that would probably be the biggest tip is just explore different neighborhoods and say, hey, this Saturday we're going to go to, one of my favorite walks is to go through Greenwich Village on Bleecker Street, and then you make it to Broadway and you go down through Soho, and then you go over on Prince Street, go down through Little Italy into Chinatown, and then walk over the Brooklyn Bridge.
It's the best.
Like, it's best. Now, that's a long walk, and with your, you know, you want to definitely get a babysitter for that one.
But especially with the fall weather, like, that's such a fun walk, and it's nice outside.
Yeah, we're big walkers and explorers. Even you see Harper and I, we go around all the neighborhoods while Olivia's teaching. So I hope that helps a little bit. I told you in a comment that maybe we'll run into each other one day in Astoria.
Also, I'm just going to throw in one more thing. I love to go to places during weird seasons. This is going to sound strange. So like going to Coney Island in the fall or the winter is amazing because there's nobody out there, and it's just, Coney Island is so great, especially now that they've redone it and everything. So it's obviously amazing in the summertime, but to go out there in the fall and winter is really cool too. So
yeah, that's a great place. Awesome.
Yeah. So the next question is from Stephanie from Utah. So first of all, hello, Stephanie.
Hi,
Thanks
Stephanie.
for all your questions. Let's see. So did I know that Ben was losing weight when I was at the ranch? No, I did not know initially. I stepped on the ranch October 1st, and the first time I even came home was December 21st-ish, something like that. Yeah, so I got to come home for like just a brief stint right over Christmas, and we were training for a 5K and then come back and run the 5K. But I didn't know until I literally walked in, and it was so cool when I walked in to see him for the first time since October 1st, like 2.5 months later. He had lost 57 pounds and I had lost 59 pounds. So it was so amazing. I'm sure.
That's so cool. And it's on film. So like they filmed it,
cool.
You know, so that kind of thing.
Which is really cool. And then the thing I think I loved the best about the ranch, being on the ranch, was I loved that for the first time in my life, I didn't really have to think about anyone else's needs above my own. And that sounds really selfish, and I don't mean it to come out that way, but it was so nice to be able to concentrate just on my body and just on the task at hand without any distractions. And then it's a double-edged sword, because the other side, the worst, was I missed Ben so much. I missed my family. I missed, now I was at such an advantage because I had Hannah there with me. I mean, I would never have been able to do this or make it through without her, but I missing your family and being so isolated is definitely a double-edged sword. So that would be my answer for those.
Okay, and then the third part of Stephanie's question I will take is, she says, do you want more children? And the answer is yes. We would love to. If God would bless us with children, we would love to have another one. We even would like to adopt.
Yeah.
We've always talked about, since we were dating, adopting. Yeah. And so we just want to see, we'd love to have another, if we just had it our way, which God knows a lot better than we do. But if we had our way, we'd have another one, maybe a girl, and then be able to adopt in some way, however that came about.
We are in kind of a little of a unique situation because we did get started so late. I'm almost 41. I'm not like a spring chicken anymore, but I'm very healthy, and I still feel like I have a good handful of childbearing years left. So we would love to have another one.
Her doctor always says, you're so young.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this isn't really a question, but Emily Boyle left in the comments in the vlog from yesterday, the one where we went on our day off.
Yeah.
She said that she really liked my jeans, and that just made my day. I don't know why, but those jeans actually were from Zara, and it's from their just traditional denim line, and it's their boyfriend cut jeans, they're called the girlfriend cut jeans, and they're just the distressed ones. They were cheap. They were $26. So anyways, I had to throw that in there. So thank you, Emily, and my jeans are from Zara.
Sounds good. So our next question is from Shailene and Kurt Vlogs, which they have a great vlog channel. We answered their question last week.
Yeah.
And she leaves a question, which is awesome
I love
every
that.
time.
She knows how this works.
She knows how this works, for sure. So we're so excited to have this question, which is, what's the best advice you can give to someone with a toddler, like as far as parenting goes and that sort of thing? And we are just at the cusp of having a toddler. He's taking 6 steps at a time. That's his record.
Yeah.
Very close, very
Very
close. But, you know, the thing that we've really been talking about, because we have been talking about it a lot, like, how do we do this? How do we... The number one thing is consistency. You know, it's like, and, you know, we all know this, you just have to put it into practice, is
Right.
that you have to treat the things the same way. You have to, if it's no this time, it has to be no next time. And it's so amazing how he responds to that. But when we're not consistent, then he is going to try to find a way.
And even things with they're so attached to routine at this age, and there are numerous times that we try to like, oh well, we don't need to do this tonight, or we'll just do this or that tonight, and how it throws everything off. So even being consistent in his routine, like,
Yes.
you know, if he is going to do this every single night, we need to do it every single night. We need to be really consistent with it, because it gives him comfort and makes him more balanced. And I think the other thing is, because he's at an age where he gets so frustrated so quick, because he has the words in his head, but yet he doesn't know how to express them yet, because they're not, you know, saying sentences at all, or even really doing a lot of talking. So we're working on baby sign language, and also just being very patient with him, and trying to like help him express in the best way that he can what his needs are and what he wants. We joke all the time. We're always like, Harper, use your words, even though he has no words.
He will before we know it.
Oh yes, but yeah, so consistency and patience and routine.
And routine, yeah, that's really, really good. That's like even with us learning that, you know, I need to pack a dinner when we go to Soul Cycle
Yeah.
and feed him, because he just gets famished at
Yeah.
the end, and a baby cannot handle
No.
famished. Most adults can't handle
Right.
famished, but especially
But
a
this
baby.
is a new thing, because
Yeah.
you know he's starting to eat more meals instead of formula and little things along the day. So it's just a learning experience. I think be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any good parenting tips,
Oh, yeah.
leave it in the comments. We'll take
Everybody just leave
I mean,
something.
seriously, like it takes a village to raise a child, and that is the truth.
I always say to people, and I'm not joking, it's like we're rookies.
Oh, 100%.
So we'll take it all, and we'll try it. If it
Yeah.
works, great. If it doesn't, thank you.
Yes, exactly. Thank you
That's
for
it.
Q&A Friday. Those were great.
Those are awesome questions.
If we missed your question, there was a lot, and you know, scrolling through all the comments of the week, we wanted to make sure we got everybody. So if we didn't get your question, leave it again. Promise we're going to try to continue to get to as many as we can.
Yeah. We like doing these, and we had a special guest star here. This little guy right here.
Okay.
He's so weak. So thank you guys so much for watching. We really just appreciate the community that's here, and we appreciate your interest in our lives.
Yes. It's been so wonderful sharing our lives with you guys. So thank you so much for allowing us the privilege to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. And we hope you guys have a great weekend. We hope with your family. Maybe there's some good weather. There's supposed to be cool weather here. So we're going to go maybe see Nora and hang out in the city.
We might, s'mores. We might be getting another stroller.
The saga. Don't worry. We'll let you know.
We'll document
We'll
all
let
of
you
it.
know what's going on.
Anyways,
so
from me and Ben and the sweetest little boy that ever was, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you guys soon.